Day 27, woke up in another cloud. The sun is finally coming out. You can't really see it, but it's a tiny bit. It is very cold. My hands are currently the coldest they've been on this trip so far, I think. And we learned a lesson today. Unclear why it took us so long to learn this lesson. What's our lesson, Henry?
When it's in the afternoon and warm, you should filter your water for the next day, even if you want to do crosswords.
Yeah. Would have been way better to do this
And
yesterday.
to be very clear, we could have done the crosswords and filter water. We could have had it all.
We could have had it all, yeah. Anyway, it's already nicer than it was when we first got up. I didn't do any filming then because...
Thanks to Randy.
Thanks to Randy. Randy's what we call the sun. Long story. Anyway, actually, it's not a long... Oh! For the full story, it's a long story. The short story is our socks are called Randy Suns, and so now we call the sun Randy. But there's more there. Let me know if you're interested.
I don't really know if there is more there.
Yes, there is.
I think that's a concise story.
Yeah, that's what I said, the short version.
Nice.
Anyway, so we're taking off now, and I hope it gets nicer because I'm very cold. And, oh, the other thing is, as we were leaving our camp, there was another person, which is unusual because the section that we're hiking right now, nobody's really hiking. So we don't really see many people. And he was hiking northbound. He was going to get off at Walker Pass where we get on. And he was going to go back to wherever he got off before, or started. He was trying to make up the section that he skipped, basically. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.
So we just found a 160 drawn in the sand with an arrow pointing Sobo, which implies to me that someone else got off at PBC 151.8 and flipped up to Walker Pass and is going Sobo.
Hello. So it's gotten much nicer out. I'm so thankful because it was honestly pretty nasty this morning, which would have been fine, but it's just always nice to have a nice day. And sometimes it's even more nice to have a nice day when it starts out as a nasty day and then it gets nice. So, yeah, it's cool enough that I still have my shell and hat on, as you can see. Henry actually just paused to take off a layer because he had started with an extra layer than me. Anyway, so far we haven't really listened to anything on the trail, like music or audiobooks or podcasts or anything. With some exceptions. I sometimes will listen to a little bit of one like at night around camp or something like that, but we haven't been listening to anything while we're hiking. But I think Henry's decided to break out an audiobook. We're around probably 165 miles, so that's how far we made it without listening to anything. But anyway, I think I might wait a little bit longer. I think, not that there's anything wrong with it, but my phone battery isn't great. It's bad enough that we're thinking about maybe replacing my phone. We had considered it before we got on trail, and we kind of never made a decision, which meant that the ultimate decision was that we didn't get one. Because if we didn't decide to get one, the default was keeping my phone. So anyway, we might do that for battery just because it is a little hard to feel like you can't do much of anything on your phone. Obviously, I'm taking these videos, so that takes a good amount of battery, but I try to do almost nothing else on my phone. So anyway, we'll see, but I think I'm going to hold out a little longer. I feel like maybe I'll wait until there's like some bad weather, or honestly, maybe I'll wait till Henry's been listening for like 5 minutes and I'll be like, never mind, I'm doing it. But there's nothing wrong with it. For some reason, I guess I just feel like there's so far to go. I should like wait as long as possible, but maybe there's nothing to that theory. Maybe I'm just missing out on more books that I could be listening to. So anyway, I will say, as you all are aware, it is important to be aware of your surroundings and not be too like immersed. It's still important to be able to hear stuff around you and stuff. I've watched some crazy stories about things that have, happened to people, or rocks falling or whatnot. while they were listening to stuff. So you do still need to be aware of your surroundings for sure. So we will be careful of that. But anyway, I guess there wasn't really much to say, but that's the update. Well, Henry's listening to his audiobook, and I paused to ask him if this was the right way because the trail just looked a little weird. I'm not usually really good at that kind of thing. And turns out my spidey senses were correct. This is our first going the wrong way. So now we're going to backtrack and figure out how to go the right way. Thankfully, we caught it pretty early, I'd say.
Good job.
You can see a lot of yellow and purple down there in the valley. Y'all, this is the best lunch spot we've had by a long shot. This is our view. And we're sitting in these awesome rocks, which is just lovely. And then the trail is just right back there.
I was wondering what kind of vehicle came up that road. And there's our answer. Some sort of souped up, massive ATV thing. There's another one. It came all the way down that valley.
Don't know if you can tell, but on this mountain there's just all these patches of yellow. They're so beautiful. It almost looks like sun's hitting it, but it's actually all patches of flowers.
Wow.
It's really, really nice.
Oh, there's some orange down there.
See if we can see it.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, there's a patch of orange.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh. We are going down what may possibly be the steepest grade of the PCT. Normally a very well graded trail. It still is, I mean, but still most times it hardly feels like you're going up or down. It's such a gentle grade. But we are going down to that road down there, in which there is reportedly a water cache, and then we'll either camp there or go further.
We're walking through some really beautiful flowers, and there's snow in the background, not here. I'm not sure what mountains those are. Henry got an app called Peak Finder, but hasn't really been working very well. Maybe we'll figure it out. Seen it once, seen it 1,000 times. Alright, we made it to a water cache, and this is really amazing. They have like little supplies if you're running low on something, or if you need something, you can take a little bit for the next section, which is really kind. And then water. Again, so nice. That guy is on a day hike. We met him a few minutes ago. The trail continues either up there or up the road. We have to look and see about that. And then here we go, Pacific Crest National Scenic Trail. Very cool. Doing our planning. Watching this beetle. If I had more energy, I'd probably get up and get closer to it, but also I think this might be the one that puts its butt up in the air and sprays something, so for those reasons, I'm gonna sit here. Alright, we're off! In the windstorm! We just came from back there, up at those rocks and stuff, which was very cool. And now I think this is one of the best, like, 360s that we've had. So the trail's there, all the way around there. It's very windy, but also very cool. at this sunset. It is beautiful. And there's our tent. And we have some awesome shelter from those Joshua trees in that bush. Oh man, really thankful. It is really windy.